Fingers crossed. Let's see how many frames we're dropping now. 0%.
Probably nothing.
Wow. So you know what you want? You want to know how much of a this is how I'm a tech wizard. Okay, if you're ever having problems with your streaming, and it's like, hey, you're not your frame rate, or you're dropping bits, whatever that is. I was dropping bits left and right. I had so many bits dropping, I didn't know what to do with them. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like unplug the Ethernet cable from your computer, because you never want a physical connection. That's never reliable. And then you want to go ahead and move like the Wi-Fi as far away from the computer in the house as possible, and that's how you fix your problem. It's good to know.
And that is this week's Tech Corner.
It was like the most ass backwards fix. Like, I don't know why this is working. Now it's giving me the same problem. Should I go back to my old shitty settings? Because remember, it was working at the end of the other day. No, I bumped up I bumped up my settings like before I started.
Oh, I don't know. I'd assume whatever, if you happen to remember what the default ones were, or what you had last time, or I mean, what they used to be before all those YouTube channels told you to change it.
I know, I put them back. Remember? Try a second time.
Sorry, people like it.
This is what people have come. This is what the people want. Okay, excellent condition. That usually lasts about 5 seconds these days. Let's see. Huh. Turns out, okay, so what you want to do is you want to put like your internet as far away from your computer as possible, and then you want to jack your bit rate down. So, you know, that makes sense. But right now we're looking good. But I have is it the green screens? We're both doing green screens. Is that
but we usually do.
True. But I'm just like, you know, troubleshooting everything. Well, I think we are good. Alright, that was weird. Hello.
The quality's lower, but it's obviously, if that's what it's got to be to work, by all means.
Looks pretty good for me.
720. Oh, good. Well, you know what? Let me force it to 1080. I just want to make sure I see you in all its glory. Where's your hand?
Don't worry about it. I didn't.
Oh no!
Listen, I didn't plan this out very thoroughly. I was worried about the 17 crashes more than I was worried about getting social justice canceled.
Hey, well that's all right. We're actually right about on time. What are you sipping on? A water? I've been doing soda water with a lime. That's been my poison. It's been delicious, refreshing even. I was drinking tea, but it's been sort of hot out lately. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day. It's the first day of spring in a few hours, and today was 70, and tomorrow it's going to be 40. So let's go Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Cinderella. A couple matches on the spring vacation, or whatever you want to talk about the spring vacation. Hey, it's Jory. I like Jory.
Oops.
Oh no, did it freeze? Oh no, wait, that was me. I was gonna say, did it freeze again?
Just trying to fix it.
No, I paused my. No, I paused my my screen. I meant to turn the sound down so I don't hear too many of us. Hey, well, let's
I spent all yesterday fiddling with this thing, so you take as long as you need. Now it's your turn.
No. It's still on a time frame. We don't want to stay. We don't want to stay up all night.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, buddy boy. Let's all right, so we'll do Cinderella, Spring Vacation, and do you still have a spreadsheet
Yeah,
thing
I well,
of some craziness?
I
Okay, I
always
just
have a
didn't know if I didn't know if you actually had something or if the whole joke was you putting me in a suit, a virtual suit yesterday.
Oh yeah, for those of you who, well, everybody, I think we had who was it? Chris was the only person that like stuck around with that our craziness. Or at least where are we at? Saya Kamatani, little Snorlax action.
Yeah. All right, that's enough funny games already. It'll get off the rails too quick. You never have too much. That is sort of funny though. I'm not gonna lie. I'll hang out with Saya. All right, thank you. All right, well, let's hurry up and get on its way. Juno, it is Wednesday night, I think. And you know what that means. Welcome to the Stardom Fan Podcast, the only podcast, as far as I know, that got the Cinderella predictions completely almost right. I'm Mark,
I'm Juno.
and our last live stream podcast was like almost 14 whole days ago before the Cinderella, the prediction show. And usually we have to go on 2 more times and amend our predictions, but not this time because we got it all right. Half of us said Kurara was going to win, but all of Kurara won. And what do you think about the outcome right off the top, Juno?
Yeah, I mean, I said Carrara was gonna win, and then I would like fight anybody who said otherwise. And she's just the goat. It's like a tournament. They planned out this tournament like 7 years in advance, just so that one day Kurara could win it and put a tiara on.
It's almost like every year it feels like there's somebody that just makes sense. And I think last year I just really wanted Hanan to win, and maybe every year, but this is like you're right because Kurara, it was just like the stars aligned, like everything is just going great, the stories are great, and but there was a point where I said
Dude,
I
there's
actually believe.
it's been a year since Hanan has won the Cinderella. We've been calling her the Cinderella. It feels like it feels like it's been a week.
For Hernan, I know time flies when you're having fun, right? But no, yeah, you're now it's Kurara, and now we'll see what happens with that. You had your heart set on Kurara. I did waver for a minute because I did say at one point I think I just wanted to have a good sound bite in case I was right, and I said that I thought the winner between Rena and Hanan would be the one that to take this whole thing. Uh, and for a second there, I thought I was going to be right. In the middle of the finals, Rena versus Hanan, I thought Rena was going to pull it off, but then Kurara with the super spear. What are you going to do, right? She spears Rena out of her shoes at like 35 miles per hour.
Dude, the best match of the whole tournament is Kurara fighting for her life against Raka, who's like, I don't know. It seems like she's weighs two of her at least, and she's just getting like smashed by like freezer bombs and yeah, that whatever that move is, sentons and all this other crazy stuff. And then somehow Kurara gets Raka like on the apron and comes like bouncing off the ropes and hits her with the spear. Kurara didn't even know where she was. Like she looked like she was out on her feet. She was like hanging off the second rope, and Raka was like shocked on the ground after a spear eliminated over the top rope.
When Kurara woke up, she found out she won the match. It was effing amazing. I let's do that. Let's not talk about the girls who made it to the finals, who was Kurara and who was Rina, because it's been almost a week since the Cinderella finished up, so there's no reason to go through all the brackets unless there's a match you really liked. But if you want to go through Kurara's trip and go through Rina's trip, and we'll just sort of meet at the end there, because I really actually liked most of Rina's journey too.
She had to beat up on her sisters.
Yeah, well, no, she had to beat up on one because she got to beat up on, or Rena got to beat up on one of her sisters because Hina, the future champion, in her first singles match since winning the title, loses to Tabata, who's just like here because they needed an extra person.
Sure.
What is that?
Well, maybe she's like the up and comer I've never seen before. I think it's her first match I've ever seen. Was the Cinderella?
It was for me too, but I think we're in the minority because it sounded like a lot of people in the chat when we were originally talking about it in our prediction shows was saying like she was wonderful, she was the best from CMLO or wherever she comes from. I didn't like her in the two matches I saw.
Well, maybe after.
I didn't think it was very good.
Maybe in
Other than her looks, it was all
February
downhill from
next
there.
year, I'll get really excited for her once I get like into New Japan and all the crazy stories. And then we have Wrestle Kingdom, and I go, man, I can't wait for what's coming up next. And they'd take a 3-month break to make you watch Luchadors. Maybe she'll be my favorite then.
I know New Japan does that. So Hina doesn't make it past the first round. That's the Hanan sisters. The only other first round match that might have shocked me was Hanako and Aya Sakura fighting to a draw, and that would be the only draw in the entire tournament. And I honestly didn't think we were going to have any. And we know this tournament loves shenanigans like that, but like I wasn't feeling it. I didn't think that was going to happen because we don't have like this tournament didn't have any Mayus in it this year or any of the superstars that they just need a cheap way of knocking them out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, look at Mayu. I always think that those type of finishes are like totally BS. Where it's like I just want to see someone win, someone lose. I don't know. It's
I
just
completely
hokey.
agree with you. I agree, and I sometimes I think it's a cop out, except for this time because I didn't think Aya had this. Like maybe because I sometimes I have to play catch up. I skip some of the opening matches.
Whoa! Do you?
It was a lot of those.
Sorry, I said something pop into my head. Do you think? Because I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that Aya's Carrara's tag team partner. Do you think that she took one for the team? She's like, I can't beat Hanako, not in my entire life, but I can go 10 minutes with her. So you don't have to face that monster.
Maybe that's what it was, right? But that's also assuming that that is a good call. That's assuming that
Stardom tells good stories, that they could tell a good story like that, but they just don't. So I just have to make it up in my head.
Well, yeah, that's what we're here for. It's to tell the story that you want to know.
I love Mrs. Spock.
What is the others? What was the other sisters? I'm having a pothole, a memory issue. We have the emo sister and the Karate Kid sister.
Which one? Tomoka, Azusa.
Yeah. So, which one's the hate one? I'm having a memory lapse. Yeah, she so she ends up getting past Rian, which I think we assumed, and then Rian makes it all the way to the semifinals because of the Aya Hanako draw, and that gets Kurara. Let's hop back to her. She ends up once Kurara makes it past Raka in a real beatdown match. I thought, like, the only match I was actually really worried about before the finals for Kurara would have been Ruaka. Ruaka had a good tournament last year. Ruaka's not afraid to cheat. the rest of her team usually doesn't mind helping her, and she loves showing off the box. And the
Yeah,
box did make an appearance.
last year she had some. Was she in the semifinals? She had a couple of just like she cheated a lot to get there. So yeah, I could have seen that.
Yeah, dude, a lot. So that's what I mean. It wouldn't have shocked me if it happened again because it's happened. But so then after that, we have the quarterfinal match for Carrara is shit. What do I have it? That's my need your help. I apologize. Do you have who Carrara fought in the second?
I don't know because
But no,
I only cared about the semifinals and the finals.
oh, Rana Yagami. Yeah, but that's what it like once Carrara makes it past Baraka, I'm like, and then we knew that Inaba was gonna automatically be in the semifinals, and I'm like, there's no way Carrara then loses to Rana, and then loses to the Black Lipstick Inaba. So like instantly, Carrara in my mind is going to the finals. The other side of the bracket's a little bit tougher. Um, I thought maybe there was an outside sleeper chance Lady C makes it far, but she is still yet to win a tournament match.
So I just
Come on, girl.
I don't even have an excuse for her. Usually I can just say like her teammates sucked and it's not her fault, but just going out like that.
It's something. But Hanan makes it past
You know what it
Karate Kid
is?
and Naba.
It's a mental block thing. She does. It's like she's got to. Once she realizes that she's 6'2" and can swing people, she does the swing. But like, I don't know. It's like the Big Show thing or Andre the Giant. How many times? Like, Andre the Giant is like 6 Hulk Hogan's big, and he was the champion for like 3 days. Something about being something
Yeah.
about it's like a gentle giant thing. Like you grow up so big that you just don't want to hurt your friends. I don't know. Versus think about Starlight Kid. She's a bitch. She's tiny. There's definitely something to that. Also, Konami's a bitch. I want to get to that match.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch that. Hanan makes it well, so the semifinals ends up being on the Rena Hanan side, Hanan and Rena, and I think that was the favorite, or Hanan, yeah, Hanan and Rena, and I think that was the favorites, and I really liked that match. If there was a top 3 matches that so far before the finals, I'd probably say I really liked Kurawa and Ruaka, and then the other 2 matches were fine, but I really liked the first round match, and I really liked Hanan and Rena. And there's something about the little brat when she gets these big wins, you can see her like try to hold in the emotions. Like she is really cool, really fun to watch, really charismatic, as Jory has said here, my man. And when Rena, I mean, it's a pay per view and they're big matches, so they're trading big moves and near falls like left and right, right? To the point where I'm pretty sure Hanan got screwed, but that's all right. I'm always sure of that when Hanan loses, aren't I? I think I always try to find some kind of phantom 3 count, but. What I liked at the end of this match, Rita wins, and then they have that little moment where it's a little brat beats the big sister, and they get close after the match, and they're talking through each other's hair, and I just want to hope it's just like, great job, little sis, and Rena's probably like, F you, big sis, now you have to do the dishes, I won, something like that. It's gonna be a crazy car ride home for Mama Hanan, huh?
Oh, you still think Mama and can't they all like get tattoos and drink and like smoke now?
Yeah, but Mama Hanan still got to
First
call
of
the
all,
shots, right? You don't think she's driving the minivan for all the kids to go to the show anymore?
no, that's Lady C.
Lady C's driving the God's Eye van.
No, she's driving the. Oh man. Oh, we should do a thing one of these times. Like, there's like this meme where it's like it's a lunch table and people Photoshop like all the people at the different tables and you pick where you would sit at. It just made me think of like who would you drive like around in a car with like on the road wrestling, and I just thought like Komomo and Lady C would be the best because they both just seem to like they're the biggest like marks for wrestling on the planet.
And at least Komomo will try to speak English, and like when you don't understand it, you just look at it and be like, "You're so adorable. Nice try."
I think she speaks better English than I do.
Yeah. We make it to the finals, and we have Kurara and Rina. And at this point, it's a coin flip. I think deep down inside, I feel it's Kurara's match to win. But Rina has also been doing really good, right? I mean, she sort of graduated from being the Futures, like fighting for Futures belts. You know, she's the greatest Futures champion of all time now. Passes the torch to her little sister of 3 minutes younger than her or something like that. And
I mean, I think she's a better white belt champ than Starlight Kid right now. Like everyone loved that match that Starlight and Rina had, and I'm like, all right, well, Rina had a great match.
Well, that you know what? That's exactly what that Rina Starlight Kid match was so good that instead of watching what Stardom thought was the main event of the Cinderella pay-per-view of Akademi versus Starlight Kid, I just went back and rewatched the Rina Kid match. See, I just watched that again to make sure I can watch myself a good show.
Oh, that's funny because these photos kind of bring back some memories. The show opener that I don't really watch a lot because either they're not on the pay-per-view or you have to go to like YouTube or something weird. But I actually saw that match. It was like Fukigen versus Rianne, and it's funny because Rianne did she did a Stone Cold in like the press conference I think for this show, where she's like, I'm 20. She's been hanging out with Micah too much. She's like, I'm finally 20 years old, and she starts chugging a beer. And then during her match with Fukigen, she does the thing where she remember they used to do a Oedo tie where Fukigen would pull out a cigarette and they'd all like fake smoke.
Yeah.
So she's drinking now, she's smoking, and then when she went to do the fake cigarette, she started coughing it out. So that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
And I'm not a big fan of comedy wrestling, but it was hilarious because Fukigen like takes a break in the middle of their match to like pull out her newspaper, I think, and then she goes to like fake smoking a cigarette, and Rianne starts smoking one with her, and she starts like coughing, and then Fukigen rolls her up. So that's like a PSA. Smoking's bad. Unless you're a clown.
Unless you're a clown. And they're pretend. You know, she goes back there and smokes a quarter pack of cigarettes to recover.
I mean, I remember getting candy cigarettes for Halloween all the time as a kid.
You know what's funny? It's so funny you said that I thought they didn't have them anymore, and I was at a candy shop. And this was a show and tell that I bought months ago, and you just reminded me. I actually found some. I didn't think they sold them anymore. The last ones I saw were like the Spider-Man label that they were candy sticks, but these things I got like the legit, and I got some Lucky Strike candies over here. Yeah, I got the good shit, baby.
Dude, and I forgot they were like, it's not just that they're candy cigarettes. Like that's not like crazy enough. It's like, oh, do you want SpongeBob? Do you want Paw Patrol? Do you want Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's funny. What is your take? So Kurara ends up winning the Cinderella in a great match. I mean, Kurara kicked out of everything. Rina kicked out of almost everything. Rina kicked out of Kurara's first spear. However, like Roman Reigns to the Undertaker, Kurara bounces off the rope to the left, bounces off the rope to the right. Rina doesn't know where she is. All of a sudden, boom, right through her. And I mean, Rina's out cold. There's nothing you can do.
If you want to see the best spear in wrestling, look at Kurara, and then maybe what were someone said Apollos said something funny where he's like he called it a gore because Rhino has a joke. He's like, no one's ever kicked out of my gore, and everyone's like, really? Like that's a thing that happens? He's like, yeah. If anyone ever kicked out, it was just a spear. So every time Carrara like beats someone with that spear, I forget what it's called. Like it's called like the Heartbreaker, or it's called like the Heart Throb or something. Or she's gonna make
it had a different name.
She's gonna make your heart throb or stop throbbing, one of the two. It's the best move in wrestling. It's the opposite of Jey Uso. People were clowning him recently because he had like a squash match to get ready for WrestleMania, and he did his spear, and it was so bad that Michael Cole thought it was a crossbody. I was like, oh no, you're a Samoan. You got to be able to do a spear, dude. Headbutts and spears and super kicks.
That's it. What's your take throughout the tournament in most of Rina's matches? Is Rina the only wrestler? You can't. I was gonna say other than Fukigen, but Fukigen cheats. She uses a newspaper.
Yeah.
Is Rina the only wrestler that every match is clean? Even Saya is cheating these days to win matches. Like every one of Rina's matches, there's no interference, right?
I mean, sometimes she likes to bring out a whip.
Yeah, but that's okay. Right?
Is it?
If the ref's not looking. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess I didn't think of that, but I didn't see it this tournament. I don't think. But
I love this.
Like
I love
just
this
in
photo.
General, she beats Hanan.
If you saw this photo, you would think like Carrara's the one that. Well, she definitely got her ass beat, but you would think that Carrara's the one that lost the match. Rina is
that's why she
one of the best.
What did Rina? Oh, she is. What did she say here? Did she say something like, "You're tough, but I'll never lose to you again, you idiot"?
Yeah, let me find where's Carrara? Oh man, I want to talk about this. We're going too fast. I want to talk about this Starlight Kid match a little bit. Starlight Kid versus Konami, and then I'll because they have to let.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. I mean, the Cinderella was a week ago.
They have to let Carrara get
up. It's just Carrara talk.
An hour worth of hair and makeup because she's a Cinderella, so they have to go ahead and put this on. I used to
cover some bruises too.
I used to like. Yeah, they should have gave Starlight Kid some makeup after this match. I used to like the old Cinderellas where they win the match and then you could actually, when Julia won, I think they just pan the camera over. You see her putting the dress on like over her wrestling gear.
It's no respect for Julia. How do you like that?
No, she was the last great champion till Carrara, or champion Cinderella. But this match, I don't know. It's just a.
So you're talking about Starlight versus Konami?
Yeah,
for the Wonder Belt.
Literally the only two. It's the craziest visuals ever because Starlight's wearing all white, and Konami is spraying her toxic fumes everywhere and hits her right in the face, and her mask is like pitch black now. And then there's a part where part of the story was like, I don't even know, one of there was like a point when Starlight was like a rookie where Konami like kicked her so hard in the face, and then in this match, like apparently she did it way harder because she's just gushing blood everywhere. But
you don't think to try to be? I hate doing this, but I am sort of curious because wrestling. Are you pretty? Because I didn't watch it. Like, because they were talking about kick to face, kick to face, kick to face, and sure as shit, she gets her face blown up. You don't think any of it was gimmicked by any chance? Do you think she really just broke her face?
Do I think she broke her face just for a gimmick? I mean, I don't know.
No, the other way around. You don't think it was gimmicked at all?
No,
you think she actually hurt herself?
She has a broken face.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what I was curious because it was I thought it wouldn't have surprised me if there was packs of something hiding in her mask for when that kick took place.
Yeah, her teeth. Dude, she posted a photo of her mask, like the inside of her mask after that match. Crazy. Also, we were supposed to get white belt champion versus red belt champion on this like Okinawa tour. But instead, thanks to Konami, we have a way better match. We're getting Kurara versus Saya Kamatani.
That takes place within the next 12 hours as we record too. So
By the way,
you know, this is amazing.
I didn't even know because sometimes they don't like show the post match comments. I have something after Carrara wins the Cinderella. Saya comes up to her, so I don't know if that was like, oh shit, we gotta change the mask or change the match. Starlight doesn't have a nose. I mean, we weren't sure that she did have a nose to begin with, but now we're definitely sure she doesn't. Also, I like the thing Starlight Kid does where, so you remember, like, you used to love when she was like the mask collector, like she was just going through Queen's Quest after like in every other group that not Queen's, yeah, Queen's Quest and Stars, and just like stealing all their masks.
Yeah, she was a good bad guy.
She was now that she's a good guy, instead of taking people's shit, if she beats you, she gives you a white rose. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a fun gimmick. Well, wasn't she putting her a mask on people she was beating for a little while too? She was stealing a mask, but then if she beat you, she was putting a Starlight Kid mask on you. Didn't that happen for a summer?
Yeah, I think it said like, and it had like a big seal on it. I think it said like you're a loser or something. I remember there was one person, maybe it was like Kogama or someone, like she beat him. It must have been Kogama because the high speed genius definitely lost to Starlight Kid a lot when she was high speed champ. But even Kogama was like, "Oh, just give me the mask." Like she just put it on herself. Like, God damn it! Like you're gonna just do it anyway.
Any
Um,
thoughts on the? Oh, what else? Did you like the Starlight Kid versus Economy match, and did you like the way it ended with Starlight retaining for the second or third time?
yeah, because she's better than Konami. But then again, Konami just gave us the best match of the year, and
Oh,
I, I'm,
you liked it that much?
no, I'm just saying. I think that Kurara versus Sai
Oh,
Kamatani is about to be the best match of the year.
yeah. Just incidentally, yeah, I I agree.
And also,
Um,
it was kind of looking like we were probably going to get Kurara versus Saya already, but let's say that
I thought that was going to be after the whole Tam thing. I thought like the final boss was going to be Kurara.
Kurara is the final
We're just
boss.
getting us. That's what I meant. Yeah, we're just getting a sneak peek now. There's no way this doesn't end with some kind of crazy run in, right? With both factions just whipping the shit out of each other.
How come I think that The Rock is so lame, but that if like it was Kamatani doing the same gimmick, I would love it.
Oh well, because Kamatani's better.
I mean, basically, are they just copying Stardom? Because pretty sure Kurara has had Kamatani like come on to her a lot. She's been like, "I want your soul, Kurara." She's been whispering in her ear for like a year.
I know, but I think Kurara isn't having any of it. I think the last choice that was made was the last choice. I mean, Kurara just seems like Angel through and through.
True. But if I could tell you what she said after she won the Cinderella because you were asking about Rena.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. So she wins, and it was funny that she was posting like all her photos, and she's like, you know what? I don't have a single photo of me smiling because I think I was trying not to cry, which is better than
that,
Saya. Saya always cries.
that was sort of my takeaway. Like that was my favorite part about the ceremony when Kurara comes out, grabs the Mac and Matt or the comes out, does the bow. She's in the dress and she's doing all her speeches and everything, and her at the end like doing her pose and attempting not to like trying not to cry and being somewhat successful, but you can see the fight. I'm like, there's a certain thing it's like why I love sports, but more importantly, why I love wrestling because it brings out this emotion. It's like when you can see, because some people think that wrestling is fake, but when you can get past that and you can like see the actual like true person and the emotions in it, oh, you can't help. I'm sitting there watching it a second time and I'm trying not to cry. I'm like, oh, Carraro, you get it, girl.
Dude, it gets blown up on Twitter when you're on an NFL game when the guy in like head to toe like padding who has like 7 people paid to like protect him gets sacked a little bit too hard. It's like in pro wrestling, Starlight Kid gets her front teeth knocked out, Mina gets her teeth knocked out, and then they're supposed to cut a promo while they're like trying to like search for her teeth in the third row. So it's like wrestling is so much better than sports.
I agree.
It's
Well,
like,
that my teams never win. My sports teams never win. So that's why wrestling is my favorite sport.
yes, like in sports, like Carrara is never gonna win. Except if it is, it's like the Miracle on Ice, and they talk about it for 50 years.
Maybe there is hope. Carrara was the Buffalo Bills of wrestling. It's the underdog who finally made it to the top. Although she hasn't had much of adversity. Wasn't Carrara like a rookie a year ago? She just like is she said I
Dude,
loved you all
Carrara,
kiss 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 once and then skyrocketed to the top of awesomeness.
I don't know if you remember, you were trying to convince me that like Yuzuki, now you don't even remember who Yuzuki is, but you're like, she's Stardom fans' favorite rookie. I'm like, I don't know, I really like Carrara. And you're like, no, it's Yuzuki. I'm like, I don't know, I like Carrara. And then I had to go find an article because you're like, let me tell you a little bit about Carrara. And her backstory is she's never done sports, she's not athletic, she's never watched wrestling, and she likes to paint. And that makes you the greatest wrestler of all time.
And apparently one hell of a quick learner, huh?
I just found that
I mean,
hilarious. It's like
God.
not being a wrestling fan and being a good wrestler, it's like that happens, but you would think it's more rare than not. And then also like not being an athlete, it's like that's got to be rare as hell. But
You
okay,
know what would be funny about her if she hadn't in it? She's like the only wrestler then with what you just said that this has to be true. Because like still it seems like because they'll get pictures whenever they can. Every wrestler in Stardom is still obsessed with like Io.
Io,
It'd be great if like Carrara wins some championships and they're like, oh
who the
man, the
fuck is
comparisons
Io?
are coming. Yeah, and she's like, who? That's what would be great. But she'd say it so like kindly too, just because ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah,
Who the fuck is Io?
she's like WWE champion. She just main evented WrestleMania. She's like, is that a Stardom show? Does she work here? Oh my god, that's awesome.
Did Stardom exist post 2022? I thought you guys it was a new company when I joined.
Dude, can we please let's get a WWE Stardom crossover? And the story is just Cinderella Carrara just starts big timing like Kyrie and Asuka and Io.
Who
That'd be
would you
cool.
rather watch right now? One on one, anyone versus anyone. Would you rather watch any Carrara match, or like Io at WrestleMania?
I don't want to watch Io ever. She's not very good.
No Io.
Dude, the match I went to a Raw last year and
I was at the Raw. I just have to interrupt. I was just at the Raw in Buffalo where she won the goddamn belt, and I was like, no Io. Although by the time it was over, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I got caught up in it too. I was like, by the end, I was cheering for her to win, and then when I was done, I was like, yeah, she's no Carrara.
all I
Is
remember, dude, it was you could hear a pin drop. It was one of the worst matches ever. The match I went to, but she wasn't like winning a world title, so that must
Yeah,
be
yeah.
pretty cool.
Whenever something unexpected happens, it's always exciting, right?
Speaking of exciting, unexpected things, Carrara says after she won the Cinderella tournament that I won't tell you what my Cinderella wish is this year right now because I have something in my heart, but I don't think I should say what that something is right now. So when the time comes, I'll tell you about it. But I'm Sayaka Kurara, and I'm this year's Cinderella. She says, ever since the day I decided to become Cinderella, that's awesome. Like probably like the week before the like like she probably didn't decide I didn't really want to be the Cinderella till what probably like 2 days before the main event for the main show.
It's I sort of took it as she wasn't even going to be a wrestler, and they said, "Well, we have this tournament where like you literally become Cinderella," and she's like, "All right, I'll learn." So it goes one of two ways.
Do you think it?
That maybe it went to you. She's like, you remember a couple years ago we told you about the Cinderella thing? Yeah, all you got to do is win your next match, and you're it. Oh, okay.
Or do we read between the lines and it says, I shouldn't say my Cinderella wish right now, but I'm the Cinderella. I've been dreaming about this moment for a long, long time until Tam told me that was my dream a month ago. It's like, uh,
Sam told you. Sam calls the shots. Though
Tam
Tam
told me
told me
this
that's
was
how I.
my dream.
Oh, that's so fucking funny, man.
She's like a mom who like pushes her dreams onto her kids. She goes,
Well,
"Oh, that's interesting." She says, "I've been dreaming of this moment for a long, long time, but this isn't the goal. I don't want to wait for the magic to wear off like Cinderella and the fairy tale. I want to be a Cinderella who keeps moving forward from here. I'll carry the feelings of everyone who has always believed in me and supported me, and I'll go further and further beyond. I'll create more and more stuff that no one has ever seen before, so please keep watching me from now on. Thank you."
I find it. I don't know why I find it odd, but usually they do sort of challenge and start talking about a belt right away, don't they? And now, even in the comments, a lot of the Japanese viewers on the YouTube, it's so nice that there's translates, so I can we can talk back to them, and it's always a good time. But even them are a lot of them are saying, and our Discord, that they wouldn't be surprised if she uses her wish to stop Tam from retiring. And she's right now saying she doesn't know what she's going to use her wish for. What if?
No, she says she does know her wish. She just doesn't want to say it right now.
So
I
her wish is going to be okay. Well, here's the swerve.
her
Tam
wish is
beats Saya, and her wish is, I wish Saya stays and Tam goes, and then it's the swerve of the century yet again. John Cena, who Carrara just went bad guy.
her wish. No, that's your wish is for her to make her wish to make John Cena beat Cody Rhodes because you hate Cody.
I do, but I also don't like new John Cena.
He could-
However,
John Cena called out a little fat boy in the front row wearing like head to toe Cena gear, and he's like, "You are the worst person to ever live."
that's no good.
Bro, he's got to start doing start his own charity called Take a Wish. He starts taking them all back.
Oh no.
Okay, well
Yeah.
I had a
Well, my
joke,
real
but
dream is Saya teaming up with Carrara, but apparently that's never gonna happen. So that's why I keep pushing it.
well, I was gonna make like the Dragon Ball joke, like eventually, where it's like, oh no, this is like, is Saya gonna retire? Is Tam gonna retire? Actually, I won't make that. I'll make the joke. But what's actually gonna happen, and I was like 99% sure because it's like Kurara and she's like the best, is she's just gonna come out no matter what happens after that match, and she's gonna be wish like, please don't fight. that's that's my
How about
wish.
before the match starts? My wish is that there is no stipulation for this match. That the whole build-up is over.
Oh, by the way, Rena, Kurara said some words like after basically that, like, what did Rena say? Oh, Rena took the mic and she's like, Kurara, you're really strong, but she's like, I hate you, and I'm not gonna lose to you again. And then Kurara was like, okay, bye.
It was super funny, wasn't it? Uh, I don't. She doesn't. Carrara isn't. That's about how she handles. I mean, she just won the fight. I was gonna say that's about how she handles like confrontation. But she already won the fight. What she gonna need to go back and forth on the mic with you for, right?
Yeah, she did beat your ass. More does
I
she have
think
to
her
say?
quietness or her somewhat shy demeanor almost adds to the charm, and the fact that you can turn it on I, I did say whoop ass, but I mean, she
She's
did
got
win one
that.
of her matches by while being unconscious. Never give up attitude.
Oh, I almost have like a highlight video ready of like another month of Kurara, and it's always great. Like, she does that Mayu thing where she sees like she doesn't know what's going on. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think she's unique, one of a kind. I like her a lot. Anything else on the Cinderella? Or do you want to move on? We're about 30 to 40 minutes on this.
Well, yeah, after their post-match comments that I didn't see, Carrara says, mm, she goes, I'm this year's Cinderella, and to be honest, except for Juno, I don't think anybody had high expectations for me. And that's what I might have said up until now. But through this Cinderella tournament, I've realized that at my core, I'm a very strong person. And then my fights with Rena and Azusa, wow, didn't even mention Raka. So she's just like big time in Raka. Or she just forgot she like wrestles there.
Yeah. So she woke up when the match was over. And then she's like, all right, I'll wrestle tomorrow, I guess, too.
She goes, I beat people I've never been able to beat before. So this tournament has changed me. I'll create the future of Stardom. Oh, the future of Stardom. Hint, hint. No matter, wait, isn't that Saya Kamatani?
The future is now. Dude, I want to see.
I remember.
There's a world where Rena beat there's a timeline that I want to live in where Rena beats Starlight, is the white belt champion, and because of this, we get a rematch, and we get this Kurara Rena Part 2 for the belt. And that's the timeline that I'm living in right now.
So Kamatani comes up to her after she says like, all the stuff you're supposed to say when you're a Cinderella champion. And she goes, Curie, congratulations on being Cinderella. You look great in that dress. See, she is flirting with her. But you would look even better covered in ashes, soaking in, so covered in ashes, in mud, mopping the floor like a servant. Like, oh no, not that part of the Cinderella story. You can only dream now. Next week, I'll give you a nightmare in Okinawa, so look forward to it. And Carrara says, I'll never lose. I don't know why these things always seem to involve me, but this is proof that I can overcome them. So no matter what happens, I'll never lose, and I'll never be discouraged. That's the Cinderella I am. That's pretty funny. She's like, why? She's like, I just wanted to wear a pretty dress. Why do I gotta fight? Because Starlight Kid got her face busted. Now I'm facing Saya again.
It's just, it's like, guys, like, can we just celebrate?
Can
Why is
we?
everyone yelling at me? Why is everyone so mean to me?
The biggest feud.
Tam, everyone's mean to me.
The biggest feud of the year didn't even like Carrara didn't even have a say in. It was like Tam and Saya are just talking shit, and they're like, you know what? Winner gets custody of Carrara, and Carrara's like, what? Do I get a say?
You're not wrong. How did that straight from the beginning? It was like they could have just had a simple fight to have the red belt rematch, but no, we're gonna sweeten the pot. Not only do I want the champion, I want your Kurara.
I want your soul, Carrara.
Who doesn't? Oh man, just a piece. We touched on this upcoming, which as we record starts in 12 hours. So for podcast listeners, it would have already probably happened by the time this goes up, but that's all right. Do you have thoughts? I mean, 20 minutes of heaven, the match that's coming up between Saya Kamatani and Sayaka Kurara. I mean, it's going to be amazing, right? It can't not be.
Yeah. Okay. I had this up because I was gonna read the quote, but I guess Starlight's legit hurt. She has like a busted up face from a crazy Konami kick, and Saya's gonna give her a nightmare. And that sounds like like the Rumble in the Jungle. She's gonna give her the nightmare in Okinawa. By the way, okay, I don't know if in this photo if she's wearing like glass slippers, but Saya is freaking tall already, and Carrara is like towering over Saya. That or it's like one of those weird optical things where she's way closer to the camera.
Yeah, that's probably more it.
But going through this card, I mean, you said there was
there's only like one.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was one match from each match. So that was the Kurara Saya match, and then on the next night, We have a tag team championship match, and I don't know when the last time Wingori got to get down and busy together to defend their belt, but they're defending against Komomo and uh, Mayu Iwatani.
Peach Rock?
Like seriously, dude, there's no chance in hell Wingori wins this, right?
I don't think I've ever seen Mayu and Momokogo win a tag team match together.
Well, this no. All right. Here. Well, let's riddle me this. If if Mayu Iwatani starts the match and never tags out, do they win?
Um, the question is, the thing is as long as Saida doesn't tag out, I don't think they can lose.
You're right. So
They
time
can.
is this a 1 hour time limit draw? If Nana Como would just stay on the outside and cheerlead Mayu and Mayu and Saito go the distance?
Remember when they were going for the? This is after they won the Cinderella, and they were doing like the press conference, and Saida was saying like that she was frustrated, and that like her and Hanan like they've always been on different levels, and she never specified like which one was like the better of the two. And
This was after they, yeah, like right out. This was almost right after they won the championship.
yeah, and it was always
They had that interview, and Ed had a similar thing. She was just like, "Yeah, I really like this belt, and I really like Saeed, and we've been together for a very long time. But yeah, I'm gonna get singles gold too." Like, so they're both already dismissing each other. I'm like, I don't know. They do work good as a team, though. I mean, you got to give them that much. They have been a team since Hanan was 12.
well, it was kind of like implied to, I think that like Hanan has been the Cinderella and she had like the craziest futures run ever and like all these accomplishments. But in my head canon, it's Saeed. It was like, no, like I think I'm the one carrying the team.
Is it one of those things where no one just like tells, you know, smartens her up? You know, it's like, or am I just like completely wrong too? Where it's just like I just always assumed Hanan is the star, right? And then Saida just always assumed she was the star, and everyone's just like, "All right, Saya, if you agree."
I don't know. There's just a certain thing where when you're just fighting alongside or greatness, like you're telling me if you're a Laker and you're one of the players that does nothing besides like give LeBron a high five when he shoots a free throw, like you're like, hell yeah, we did it, guys. It's like, no,
Something like that.
you did it.
Well, if this ends up being the end of Wingori, and we do need another tag team partner. I mean, unfortunately, I really like FWC, but if Hanan ever needed to team up with Hazuki, that'd be all right by me too.
Yeah, you like yourself some Hazuki.
She's pretty cool, dude. I don't know what it is. I was thinking there was some fake news going around earlier, and I'm not on the, but like my buddy Dave, we have a chat, and he texted me this thing that Alexa Bliss is all elite, just because there was some thing about her in WrestleMania. I was like, there's no way that's true. She just didn't have a babysitter. Don't worry about it. But I thought to myself, what would make you watch? No, I don't want this to turn this into a hate, like a hate on a company segment, but I just don't watch AEW anymore. I don't have enough time in the day. I watch New Japan and Stardom and a little bit of WWE once a month, right? But I thought to myself, if Alexa Bliss, if that actually happened, I think I'd have to watch. Like I love that woman. And then started thinking to myself, who else would make me watch that show? Okada going over there didn't work for me. Fucking like none of my favorites going over there didn't work for me. But I'm also thinking if Hazuki showed up over there, I'd probably have to watch that show.
Oh, cause yeah, she probably just like start throwing real fists.
Yeah, right. Like this is a lot easier. All right, that was my side tangent. It was like how, yeah, because I didn't say how much I like Hazuki. You opened the door for me. We do have a Cosmic Angels versus Hate Civil War, or not Civil War, a war going on here.
Yeah, what I
Just for
just
the goddesses?
what's going on with
Oh,
Stars?
no.
Like Stars used to be like the team that went at it with Oedo Tai, which is now it's like Cosmic Angels and Hate. Cosmic Angels is the new babyface team.
Yeah, yeah, they sure are. But what's funny about this is that this so what we're looking at is on night the second night of the upcoming tour, the spring vacation tour. There's like all the facts. It's basically everyone on the Cosmic Angels minus Natsupoi versus the entire hate group minus Fukigen. Um, this almost feels like this should be the preview match versus Saya and Aya, Saya and Kurara, right? Feels like they did it wrong. So we're gonna have the great match on the opening night, and then we're just gonna have faction warfare once again.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're doing like a Stardom vacation where basically you get to pretend you're dating the Stardom wrestlers and like paint photos or paint with them and weave baskets and whatever else I forget they were like advertising. And they're like, oh, we better have like a couple wrestling shows in Okinawa too. So there's like a like pretend that's not the reason that people are spending $50,000 to go on this trip.
Honey, I'm going to watch wrestling.
It's like, let's go to Okinawa, the most beautiful place in the world. And it's like, oh, you want to bake cookies with Karawa and Tam? And then Thekla's
uh,
probably just there on vacation anyway. She's probably just pretending
yo,
she has a broken arm.
Thekla hasn't left. Stardom came to her. She's like, I'm not leaving this island. It's beautiful over here.
The AI photo background makes it look beautiful.
Sure does. All right, what else you got here? How do you want to finish this thing up?
I made a spreadsheet to prove.
Yeah, buddy, I love you and your spreadsheets. You just on that casting couch. I don't know where that hand is.
I don't know what any of that means. Um. Okay, so how do I? Why did I make? How do I start this? So I was talking to our boy Chicken Poi, and he was like, "Oh, and Jake's like, oh, how did you like the Cinderella show?" And I'm like, I loved it because Stardom is the best. And even when they do a bad show, I'm like, man, that show was not good, but I'm gonna say I loved it anyways.
The problem, well, something to think about is like the worst Stardom show is still the best wrestling show of the week. I mean, the bar is just set so high.
Yeah, true. But basically, what he said was, and this is how this started. Is he's like, oh man, it was like, it was average, it was like middling, whatever. And he's like, they do this thing where the show, and this is kind of like an AEW thing, where because of them, every pay per view has just been getting 4 and 5 hours long. Oh, well, that goes the green screen. Oops.
You still look clear. You're just a little fuzzy around the edges, but you look good.
Oh, let me fix it. Really kind of fix it. There. Um, yeah, they do these. Their shows are 4 hours long, and it's like you could probably cut down easily an hour of these shows.
I agree. I don't mind it. It's easier with a watch party. It's hard to do by yourself if you're just watching wrestling. I prefer 3-hour shows for pay-per-views, but I can handle this once a month or so. However, a 4-hour show, I mean, like this one, I basically broke up in two parts anyways. 2 hours one night, 2 hours the next. I mean, 4 hours is a long time, especially when sometimes they're on weird days of the week. Stay up on a fucking Tuesday night and try to watch 4 hours of wrestling.
As the screen says, it's disappointing. So, but no, it's like match one. There's a trainee announcement. There's a pre-show match. There's a 6-man tag for some reason. Then we have like a Cinderella match. Cool. Another Cinderella match. Cool. Another 8-person tag match. Why does this match need to happen? A 10-person tag match. Why does that match need to happen? Another tag match. Also, it says Tam Nakano freelancer. That's pretty funny. And it's like he basically like, we didn't even talk about Mina losing to Thekla and Thekla wanting to fight the boss of the company, but you know.
We had Carrara to talk about.
But yeah, basically it's like they had like 3 or 4 matches. that they need to be on the show. They could have did like a battle royal. And Chicken Poy's point was like the shows, the stuff that you want to see, like the Cinderella stuff, is awesome, and then they put a whole bunch of other crap on there. And then what he said, because I'm like, I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was a good show. I mean, I get what you're saying about the shows being long. He goes, but I think they're. I said that they have like the best attendance probably they've ever had, so they must be doing something right. And he said that the Cinderella looked like an AEW crowd, which is like, huh. Let me look up the numbers on that. So
I'm
I
pretty
did.
sure they had like 1,200 people, didn't they? Didn't Cinderella paper or last finals have like 12 or 1,300? It's on the top of that page.
Like 13 something,
Hmm.
but still one of the
Yeah, I thought
low.
that was, I thought that was it was a good crowd for them.
But well, first of all, I thought it was one of their lowest in a couple years. Yeah, 1378. But I thought like first of all, um, think about the years in the past. Like they threw away a Cinderella tournament so that Mariah could challenge for it the next year. So like that was gonna be a huge number because everyone wanted to see. The story was like we want to see Mariah like finish her story, whatever you want to call it. And then we had
Yeah.
Saya Kamatani. It's like everyone wants to see, and it's like her story is like so mixed up with Tam's and that white belt. So it's like, but this Cinderella, it's like it's all like young people basically. It's like I'd be surprised if it did do a crazy number because like the main event isn't the story. The main event is setting up for a story like down the line.
Yeah.
Like
You're
it's
you're right.
But I was like, oh, so it was a little bit less people. But then I just got curious. I'm like, so what I went and I did is, I don't know, I did like a quarterly report. I went through every year of Stardom, and I just added up their attendance for the first 3 months of the year just to see how they're
That's fun
doing.
to do.
Yeah, so I went up to when was this? So like I tried to get as close to March 15th as I could. Like if there was a show on like the 16th or whatever, I would like throw it in. And I made a little spreadsheet. So, like for example, I
If
went
I
in.
don't see a pie chart, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah, I'll go through. I started like 2011. They only had 3 shows the first 3 months of the year with 1,000 people in attendance. Average people per show 370, and then I like went year by year, and then what I did is I did the percentage that it went up. So like they went from 3 shows to 6 in 2012, and that's like 112% increase. And I also like went through and I added like I was curious. I'm like, all right, so the first 3 months of the year, who was the champion? Because I do that stuff. Yeah, and of course there's graphs. What kind of why make a spreadsheet if there's not gonna be graphs?
Of course.
And so when I was like doing the data, I started noticing something because it's pretty interesting. Like, let's see, this is 2020 over here, so obviously there's a drop there. I always like looking back on this, and it's like why are things? And it's like what happened in 2014 where there was just a drop off.
Was there the same amount of shows, give or take? Did it feel
Oh
like when you were adding them up?
no,
Oh, you have that.
no, they've actually went down this year to 26, but the last year before that there was 29, then 23, 23, 23.
Well, it went down, but the attendance went up. So less shows, more money. Who's the dummies, right? Work
Oh,
smarter, not harder.
oh yeah, like in 2024, average attendance 613, 2025 688, and Saya Kamatani's the red belt champion. That doesn't hurt.
No.
But this is
Everything they're doing right now doesn't hurt. They've been telling a decent story that I've been wanting to watch, or even making up ourselves for the better part of a year now.
but what when did Okada take over? Was 2024 a full year for him, or is it was February, right? So basically a full year.
It was the year before Marigold,
Yeah,
whatever that
so it
is.
was like February they fired him. So it was actually way
Yeah,
earlier. They fired
yeah.
Rossi. So basically all of 2024.
Give or take. For some reason, I didn't think it happened to his takeover. I didn't think happened to the fall, but maybe it was right away, huh? But I know what you're getting at. It's always about that.
Yeah. So
It's been great. I mean, I don't think anyone can deny that.
I mean, you just got
You
the
can you can feel it was great, and the fact that you have visual proof that Stardom is hotter now than it ever has been, and
dude
it's
that
been that way for a few years
dude
is
look
fantastic.
at the slow and steady growth, and
Yeah,
then we had Utami and Shuri, the two greatest red belt runs of all time, and they
yeah.
blow up, and then people think, whoa, it couldn't possibly get better than that, and they fire the old man, and they just like have gone up and up even more than that. So
You're not saying that 2023 it was the Julia rub. You don't think that that's what did it?
well, no, because you gotta. It's like you gotta look back what happened in the past.
No, I kid because I saw you see Julia was the champion for a few years ago.
Yeah, but this is only for the first 3 months of the year, so I'm gonna be interested. I'm gonna do it for like the next 3 quarters, then I'll have like a yearly thing to like really see the data.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I mean, it's a good start to the year. You know what? There's a lot of excitement at the beginning of the year, and I think wrestling in general always sort of gets hot around this time, right? Or does that just feel wrong? At least the Japanese scene, to me, always feels good. I mean, Wrestle Kingdom and Queendom season is over, but
Um,
it's like the start of something fresh and new. It's almost like
actually,
this year Queendom didn't finish a story; it almost just like started new stories.
no, it's actually like January, like late December, January is kind of like a season, and then April because they have like what is it, Golden Week, and then they do like a pay-per-view around that time,
Yeah, there's the other big
and
Queen
then
something show.
yeah, and then like December again. It's like they do a bunch of big shows leading up to like Christmas and like Queendom, and then they have like their New Year's shows, and then they have leading into like usually like a Cinderella, right? But yeah, just goes.
They did all that extra money this year without a proper triangle derby too. Do you believe it?
What is a triangle derby?
My favorite tournament of the year.
But I don't know.
Like,
I like my charts. They're cool. I think they're cool. I'm just fascinated by attendance.
well, I do too. That's why whenever I get a chance in a video, I always put the attendance numbers down to the show, just because even if it's like for one, like if it's not just the results for a whole show and it's just the highlights of one match, I still like to put the attendance in. It is. It's a really fun number. What's your overall takeaway? Like, what was your main reason again? What was your main reason for this? In your scientific method, like your theory, what did you prove when it's all said and done about the first quarter of in general and the first quarter of this year?
I think what I learned is that um, Okada is
Y-
like a better booker than Rossi ever was, just factually, because it is a business, right? And I also
Do you think
assume,
it's
is it safe to assume that the crazy old man who wears head to toe Gucci is not like business minded, and that it's also like probably run like more financially like sound with a business guy?
yeah? That was my only like question because I don't know. I mean, I've always liked the matches because sort of our gimmick, but I think it has been great the past couple of years, and it probably also doesn't hurt like the Bushi Road stuff. There's probably better advertising, like the financially sound thing, but there's probably more backing. There's probably, I mean, they are doing a lot of like pop up events and stuff like that. I think they always did, but I'm sure they got a bigger machine behind them too. So I'm sure that doesn't hurt. I would think, right?
There's definitely more promotion. How many? Micah's gotten like seven liquor sponsorships at this point. They
Yeah,
should.
that new one I guess was funny. That's probably worth us watching together as soon as possible, right? Is
I
there any chance that she's really drunk on video and she's not acting?
I think that's the only thing that makes sense,
Is
dude.
that she's or is that she's not acting and she is hammered with all her bottles?
Dude, is there anyone more like pro wrestlers are probably like the people that are like they could you could hand them a water bottle and they go, okay, go make this a storyline, and they could probably do it, make it more interesting than anybody else. Like, I think they should be marketing these Stardom girls like they do like J-pop and K-pop stars, where they give them a brand deal, and it's like our like Micah's a great example. It's like, hey, and Hanako, like, we got a Sapporo deal. Go do something with this, and they go, okay. Now we're just gonna be like stone cold, basically.
It's literally my beer of choice, and it's because of them.
And you
That's
can
the
do
story
it.
of my story, and
It
I'm sticking
doesn't
to
have
it.
to always be like booze. Like, how fun it would be. How funny would it be if Mayu's brand deal was like Google Maps or something? Because she's always getting lost.
Wasn't Saya Kamatani pimping some rhythm game, or was she just like
Oh my god,
showing off
she.
how good she was at it?
I assume she's a millionaire. She keeps getting like that gambling money for like the pachinko. I remember that for a while.
That is so good. Well, great job on that. It's really nice to see that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's fun to see the it's fun to see that kind of stuff and really dig into the science of wrestling. That's good stuff.
Well, some things I noticed, I was like, obviously 2020, their numbers barely went down, but the next quarter, I assume, was like didn't do any shows. But 2018, is that when EO left? Because that's really the only. There's only
Uh,
three dips, like global pandemic. I'm pretty sure EO leaving. And then I was that something that stood out to me was like what happened in 2014. But yeah, it's cool. That's the stuff that stands out to you when you like graph stuff out. You're like, oh, what? Like when something stands out, you're like, it's usually something cool happened there, or not cool. Interesting.
it
That's
just
like
proves that Io Shirai doesn't draw as champion.
not like who shall not be named.
Dude, I would like to take this moment to thank a couple people.
Yeah.
Yes, as we unwind during the stream, Jory, thanks for showing up, and thanks for
Thank
it's
you.
nice to see
I know
your
I'm reading the chats, but I can't. I get like so sidetracked if I like say them during
oh
while
yeah,
we're
see, I don't have
recording.
that thing, so I can multitask every now and again. It still usually stay on point.
I can't. I've just learned I cannot. It's like I read them, I appreciate them, but that's why I always
oh
try.
no, that's
That's why I always save it for like after we're done like recording the thing.
oh, I agree. Well, I mean, well, we're this is work what we're doing right now. We got to put on our show. We don't always have time for the riffraff, but Jory was here and Ropolos was here for a minute too.
Oh yeah.
But I think he said he was watching Sendai Girls or something tonight. The guy that watches everything.
Oh
And Jory also comments a lot on the videos, which is always good.
yeah. I always love reading
So thank you
comments.
for that. Yeah, especially when
Mayu just will simply forget to retire. That was funny.
and where did Mark go? I'm Mark. Um, I would also like to, as we are obligated to thank our patrons, the Stardom Fan Icon, Chicken, and the World of Stardom Fan
Yeah.
Champion, the dog himself, Jake.
Thank you, Chicken, for you made an AEW comment, so I had to track data from like 13 years worth of wrestling.
The I was going to say, where can we post that chart? But anyways, everything, and just watch it on YouTube because everything we do can be found at stardomfan.com.
Oh,
There's links to the
StardomFan.com, probably.
there's links to the Discord. There's links to the YouTube, the podcast. There's a couple articles. There's pictures. If you like the tour posters and you have a hard time going around the Stardom site, because who doesn't? You just click on Tour Posters 2025 and you have the poster for everything, including the, I think, 3 different poster variants for the Cinderella and the newest poster of I like the new poster is actually pretty neat for Stardom Spring Vacation. Anything else you got going on?
I don't know. Someone makes another annoying AEW comment about my favorite wrestling, and I'll probably have to prove them wrong with another chart. No, I actually liked it. It was fun to chart it out. Whoa, this looks like a cool shirt. Sometimes I like to check out their merch page. It's like 17 months old, but that's okay. When was the crossover thing? November? They're finally advertising the shirt.
That's funny. Sometimes I type. Uh, I am the both marks because sometimes I type answers to the guys in chat because it doesn't quite it doesn't quite distract me as much, and I don't have to stop what you're saying by saying Dory said this, so I usually stay engaged by typing while
That's a good idea.
while talking at the same time. It has become a superpower in the world of multiple screens. Uh, so you're gonna go through the merch. It's almost midnight. We can get a good night's sleep here. Hey, this is great. Juno, coming up, I plan on, unless there's something you want to do, but it sounds like you're clipping Carrabba's or something you said. I'm plan on watching. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the whole show. It's been a busy week, but I wanna watch at least Saya versus Saya Kurara, obviously, and then